Drew Barrymore, who has controversially made the decision to bring back her daytime talk show despite the SAG-AFTRA strikes, changed her mind yesterday and decided to postpone the return. The saga has had more flip-flops than a Florida beach during spring break. On Friday, Barrymore released a long emotional video defending her decision to bring back the show, saying, "This is bigger than me," and how 150 people rely on the show for their livelihoods. But backlash from fans and those within Hollywood made her reconsider, and now the show is once again postponed. Now, you may be wondering how her show could come back at all if Barrymore is a member of SAG-AFTRA, but as a talk show host, she is covered by a separate agreement called the Network Code that technically allows her to make the show during the strike. Neal, so much drama, so much confusion, not just with Drew Barrymore's show, but with a variety of others as well.
Yeah, so a bunch of other talk shows were aiming to come back starting today. The Jennifer Hudson show. I'm learning all about these daytime talk shows that I never knew about. I did not know Drew Barrymore had a talk show, nor Jennifer Hudson. But there were two other talk shows that also decided to postpone in the wake of Drew Barrymore's decision and all the backlash to her. But this thing has been going on for 140 days now. It's the second longest writer's strike in history, and you're starting to see some of the people in this industry buckle a little bit because there are a bunch of employees that aren't striking, that are starting, that like kind of need work here. So a lot of these talk shows are like, well, like, can we figure out a way where we can come back and get these people working again? And that is just not seen as, that's just seen as crossing the picket line. So the writers and their supporters are not going to have it.
Yeah, Bill Maher announced this week that his weekly show on HBO would be returning. And he defended his actions saying kind of the same thing that you were saying, is that he's not prepared to see so many below the blind people, in his words, suffer so much, saying that, yeah, a lot of other people outside of just writers rely on me. So it's definitely a rock and a hard place, but especially for Drew Barrymore, who is a member of SAG-AFTRA, like it does feel too close to crossing the picket line versus, even though technically she's allowed to. I mean, other talk show hosts have decided not to use this loophole. Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Seth Meyers, and John Oliver, they've all started a podcast together, and they're using the proceeds from that to support their staff. I mean, I've seen...
They probably listen to us to prepare.
Get some tips. I've seen John Oliver doing stand-up to fund his staff. So there are ways around this problem, but without doing what Drew Barrymore was trying to do.
This is interesting, though. That is not an apples-to-apples comparison, because those are network shows, and Drew Barrymore's show is a syndicated TV show. And I learned that these syndicated daytime talk shows actually have a contractual obligation to produce new content to 200 different local stations over the course of the year. So they have a business, they sort of have to produce content, or they'll lose their show to these local stations. So they have to produce like 35 to 40 weeks of new episodes over the course of the year, and they're not doing that right now. They're not fulfilling their obligation. This show could get dropped. So yeah, another sort of business angle to consider when thinking about these talk shows specifically.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. I was just thinking, Neal, technically we're a daytime talk show as well, aren't we? I mean, we talk to each other during the day. So under that banner, yeah, we're a daytime talk show. All right, Neal, let's
clear we don't have any writers, though.
Yes, clearly. Hey, thanks for watching. And if you want more Morning Brew Daily, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And also check out the rest of our episodes wherever you get your podcasts.
New episodes drop at 7 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, and you can email us at morningbrewdaily@morningbrew.com.